Taking a look today at a knife that is strange by even Spyderco standards. It definitely has a very unique aesthetic to it, but still has some very nice functionality. We, of course, are talking about the Spyderco Stovepipe. This is based on David Ridbaum's custom Bill the Butcher knife, and it brings that custom knife into the production world, as not many, as some of the kind of Spyderco's Taichung higher end frame locks do. There's like the Peter Recentes with the Nirvana and the Paysan. Those are kind of custom designs that have been brought into the production world by Spyderco. It's cool that they work with the designers to do that. So what do we have here? This is a very, again, interesting and unique design, even by Spyderco standards, but this is more than just that. This is a knife with extremely high quality fit and finish, materials, execution, and just all around still a very good knife. This one isn't just for looks, unless that's what you want it to be for. So we've got a just around 2.5-inch blade of 20 CV steel. So that's like a Bowler M390 or CTS 204P equivalent. And we've got, of course, the titanium frame lock here. And just about the only thing that makes this a recognizable Spyderco knife is probably the hole and the logo there. We have a unique clip by Spyderco standards. This isn't one that you see on any other models. And, of course, we've got the signature round hole, but otherwise, this thing is just something entirely different, but is pretty cool for what it is. It looks like a kind of weird, awkward, clunky, chunky thing at initial impressions, but when you actually get it in hand, it is very comfortable. It is still executed very well for a very nicely functional knife. It is kind of a cleaver style blade, as you would call it. It's more than just like a straight edge or a worn cliff or anything like that. I think the height of the blade, I'd call it a cleaver. We do have this nice hollow grind that brings it down to nice and thin behind the edge, and that nice fine tip there, so we can still actually get some really nice utility out of this. And we have this swedge, I guess you could call it. Maybe it's a built-in pry bar or something like that. I don't know, but it's really interesting and unique. There isn't necessarily traditional jimping at the top, but this little relief here and these little inlays do actually add for some texturing to allow your grip to lock in some. And all of these little designs and milling bits, they do add some extra grip while you're holding the knife. They do feel nice. You can feel them in their in the hand. So they do serve some tactile purpose, and it does just look really cool as well. It's got a really nice full dark stonewash build to it, and I love a heavy acid wash across the handle scales and the blade, as is seen in some of my own personal modding, and just really good execution again on this. We've got these nice big oversized pivots here. This actually doubles as an over travel stop. There is no lock bar insert here, but I don't get any lock stick with this frame lock. Some of the Taichung frame locks are known to have a little bit of lock stick, and this one does not have any. So at first I wasn't sure if this oversized pivot did double as an over travel stop, because you can see the lock bar does kind of come up flush with it there, but there is actually a small bit of that lock bar that is not fully milled out, so there is a little bit of it in there that catches on that pivot to act as an over travel stop, keeping just the right amount of tension on that lock bar. That keeps the action tuned very nicely and predictable for a good thumb flick. Now, because I think it might be my hand position or just the bulkiness of this blade, but I'm not the best at giving this one a really middle finger spidey flick with this. I guess I can now that I'm really thinking about it, but this is a thumb flick one for me for sure. And of course, you can still very comfortably slow roll it. You're not having to put too much effort into breaking that detent. And just the whole, you could look at this knife from any angle and find something kind of neat and interesting about it. Just the way that it is all brought together isn't something that is very typical of Spyderco, and it is really really cool to see them do something interesting. We've got this nice backspacer here. The clip is a milled, kind of like dogleg style, works really well. The relief on the lock bar is far enough up away from that clip that you shouldn't have any binding problems there with getting the clip in and out of the pocket. Sometimes when this relief is really close to where the lock bar or where the clip meets the lock bar, you get an issue with it binding up on your pocket some. And just the details on this one is just really excellent. This is kind of what I would say an acquired taste of a knife. I don't know if this is something that I would EDC. I think I could learn to love it. The action on it is really nice. You're not going to get any drop shut with it. It is a pretty smooth knife, but it is writing on washers in there. So I don't need a drop shut. I can handle a slow roll knife all day long. I can appreciate those just good and fine. But this is something that still can be plenty useful. It fits in the hand really well. You can get your thumb right up on that. I mean, should we call this a harpoon? It does have a relief and a swedge at the top there. But no, it does fit in the hand very nicely. And, you know, it could probably just handle any task you want to throw at it. But not conventionally so, especially not in the way that it looks. But Spyderco is known to have some unique designs and unique builds, and amongst those, this one even stands out for that. I was able to take a look at the Stovepipe thanks to Ray over at WeBuyKnifeCollections.com. If you're into high ends and customs, definitely check out what they have over there. He's always got a rotating inventory, so there's probably something you've never seen before, probably some cool stuff you might not even know existed. So if you want to just check out something cool and unique, go see what he's got over at WeBuyKnifeCollections.com. So thank you for letting me take a look at the Stovepipe. This is, again, another knife that, had I not just had the opportunity to take a look at, I don't know if I ever would have bought it, but I'm really happy that I got to take an opportunity to actually see it. It's a really interesting little piece. I mean, it's kind of big and small at the same time. You know, they're good for having a big knife in a small package, but this is kind of a small knife in a big package. And I think that's what might turn it off for some people, but I don't mind it. I like it. It's got some character to it for sure. I think that's definitely what had the designer gave him the popularity to be able to kind of work with Spyderco to make a production knife like this. It is really nice, really good in its uniqueness. But anyway, Spyderco Stovepipe, really cool offerings from Spyderco. Anything from Spyderco, I'm sure you know I am happy to check out. So let me know if I think the last live that I did, somebody said the Stovepipe was their grill. That's awesome. This is such an interesting knife to strive for. So yeah, if this is your thing, power to you. Yeah, I love it. Not something I think I'd go out of my way to personally purchase, just because that is a stout little thing. I like a little slimmer. Don't like them so tall in this, but definitely really cool Spyderco to check out. Thank you for watching.